know, I don't look like. I'm 50. I don't want to brag about it. But 51 years ago, my father met my mother in the Philippines. He was a sailor. And he met her and he got her pregnant. Well, I think it's him. And he took her to the Netherlands. And I was born in a hospital in Breda. Woo, 2 months too early. And yeah, my father had to go abroad again. And it was either my mother had to stay with her parents-in-law and eat cheese, or go with him abroad and leave me in the hospital. And she left me in the hospital. I had to be in incubation anyway, so it's okay. And they came back 2 months later, and they were really not happy with me. Really, when I was 6 and my friend got a baby brother, I said, Dad, am I gonna get a baby brother or sister? And my father said, no, Janet, I had your mother sterilized. Imagine having another monster like you. Whoa. And I didn't look like a monster. I was this very cute looking Asian girl, very silent, and I was always standing in the corner. I didn't even put my finger up to go to the toilet. So shy. And my mother dressed me up like a doll. I had to sleep with curls because she hated my Asian straight hair. I had to sleep with curlers because she wanted me to look like Shirley Temple. But you're all very young, so you don't know who Shirley Temple is. She had very nice curls. And she put lipstick on me when I was 5. But you know, I spent most of the time in the closet in the dark. Because I was really afraid of my mother. My mother would at least say 2 times a week, she gave me the information, I want to kill you, Janet! I had to die. And you know, she can't help it. I don't blame her. She was born in a Japanese camp. Her mother was killed. And 10 years later, her father and sister were killed as well. So, can you blame her for being a bit difficult? And yeah, you know, the first time I was on stage, I loved it so much because I was allowed to stand there. I wasn't even on stage, it was in my classroom. It was my teacher saying, Janet, you want to sing a song or dance? And I said, why? Yes, of course. And I stood there and I loved it so much. I was allowed to be there and I felt like a human being for the first time. And afterwards I got the lead role in all the school musicals. And when I was 17, I told my parents, I am not going to work at the HEMA. I'm going to theater school. And you know what my father said? He said, theater school, my God, you have no talent, Janet. You know what you're good for? You're good to clean the windows with your fat lips. And he called me Shaka. Shaka Zulu. That's how he called me. I was ashamed of my parents. But you know, I was even more ashamed of myself. Because I didn't feel good about being half Philippine. Because the Philippine women I know were my mother, who wasn't so friendly. And there was an import bride who was ordered by a catalog, you know, by a very ugly Dutchman. And a stripper I met once when I went with my parents to a strip bar. I don't know how I came there, but I was there. And you know, I saw these documentaries about the Philippines, and it was always a garbage mountain or hookers on the street of Manila. I didn't want to be Philippine. I wanted to be a peanut. And Dutch people know pinda's. Pinda's are Indonesian people. Well, it used to be the Chinese people. They were selling, at the red light district, they were selling sweet peanut cookies. But later, every Asian would be called peanut, pinda. And I was so happy because when I was 11, they called me, well, I wasn't happy with the second day, but they called me Pinda hoertje. And yeah, Pinda, I was really happy with, but hoertje, hooker, it was my friend who was 11 and she said, I cannot play with you anymore because my father says that you're a peanut hooker. Okay, guys, I was 11 and wearing red lipstick. And it wasn't only that, it was my aunt who said that I was a Tamil slut. Because I lived in a little village and there was an asylum seeker center and there were some Tamil tigers and I probably looked Tamil as well. And a slut. Okay, except the lipstick, I was also wearing high heels and I did smoke at 11. But you know, last year I got 50 and I lost 25 kilos. I was more than 90 kilos a year ago. Everyone suddenly became so friendly. Especially men between 25 and 70. I got so much attention. And I thought, you know what? I want to be on stage again after 20 years. I haven't been on stage for 20 years. I want to be on stage again. Right? About what I'm really ashamed of. And it was a story, I have only 1 minute. It was a story about me having a date because I didn't have sex for a long time. And this guy, is anyone wearing happy socks? Oh yes, you're wearing happy socks. Great. But anyway, I dated somebody and he was all nice. But then when he had happy socks, I was just so ashamed. I was ashamed because I did suck his cock. 2 days later, I did it again, and he wore the same socks. So now I wrote a play. And it's 60 minutes, and I thought I'm gonna call it Happy Socks. But no, it's about me. And this play is gonna be Pindahoertje. But no, I'm really happy. I still hear my father's voice saying, Shaka, Shaka Zulu. But I do love him. And I do love my mother. And it's the first time that I can say, I love myself.
Wow. Wow. Another round of applause for the end. I think it's nice now to have